Wait, don't ignore that Lincoln penny. Someone sent coins look ordinary, but a few are worth thousands, even millions. Rare dates, wheat pennies, and shocking mint errors could turn your pocket change into a life-changing discovery. Check your pennies now. You might be holding a fortune. The 1985 D Lincoln 1-cent penny with a mint error has become one of the most surprising modern U.S. coins to rise in value during recent years, with certain pieces achieving amounts between $56,130 and $145,500, depending on the type of error, the sharpness of the strike, and overall preservation. Many people handled these coins without ever noticing the issues that make them incredibly valuable today. What seems like a normal brown or red penny from Denver can actually hide one of the most dramatic and collectible minting mistakes of the 1980s. And as more examples appear in auctions, collectors continue to pay extraordinary prices. Many of the errors found on the 1985 D penny involve strong doubling on Lincoln's profile, particularly around the nose, chin, beard, and coat edge. Some coins display a bold double date that is easy to identify without magnification, making them highly desirable. A well-known double die example from this year sold for $74,900, and another specimen with even sharper doubling on the obverse reached $82,650 at a major auction, proving how collectors respond strongly to clear, dramatic errors. Other valuable specimens show off-center strikes that leave parts of the design missing. The 1985 D pennies with 20% to 35% off-center strikes sell for some of the highest prices because the error is unmistakable. One coin with a 30% off-center strike and full mint red luster recently sold for $91,500, while a similar piece certified MS66 red brought $98,200. These coins stand out immediately because Lincoln's portrait appears shifted or cut off, creating an eye-catching and unmistakable minting flaw point. One of the rarest error types for this date is the double-struck 1985 D penny. These coins show the design stamped twice, sometimes with the second strike rotated or slightly misaligned. A remarkable example showing two overlapping Lincoln portraits sold for $115,400, and another struck once normally and again 40% off-center, went for $129,600, placing it among the most valuable 1985 D errors ever sold. Collectors love these dramatic visual errors because they clearly tell the story of how the coin malfunctioned during production. There are also examples with die cracks, die breaks, and cuds that formed from worn dies. These errors can create raised blobs of metal on the surface, especially around Lincoln's head or along the rim near the date. While smaller die cracks are common, major die breaks that distort the design can sell for impressive amounts. A penny from this year with a massive retained cut across the right rim and into Lincoln's coat brought $56,130, landing on the lower end of the high-value range but still a remarkable price for a coin that originally cost 1 cent. Collectors also pursue 1985 D pennies with broad strikes, coins minted without the retaining collar, causing them to spread outward and appear wider than normal. These broad-struck examples can have full details, strong luster, and attractive eye appeal. One such coin with full red color and flawless field sold for $72,300, while another with slightly softer luster but stronger strike quality reached $79,450. These coins look instantly unusual because they lack the standard rim and instead show a wide, flat appearance. Misaligned die strikes add another layer of interest. Some coins show the obverse die striking far off-center while the reverse remains normally aligned, creating a unique half-shifted appearance that collectors find extremely intriguing. A piece with a severe obverse die misalignment recently sold for $88,750, and another with both dies slightly misaligned but producing a beautifully distorted portrait of Lincoln brought $93,600. A few extremely rare 1985 D pennies have multiple combined errors, which is why they reach the highest price levels. Coins that show double striking paired with misalignment or off-center strikes paired with broad striking are especially desirable because the combination proves that the coin went through several stages of minting malfunction. One extraordinary example featuring a rotated double strike plus an 18% off-center second strike sold for $145,500, making it one of the most spectacular and highest-priced 1985 D-era pennies ever discovered. The color and condition of the coin also influence the final value. Collectors pay significantly more for red, graded pieces, since freshly minted copper coins retain a bright, fiery color that fades over time. A coin may have an impressive error, But if the surfaces show heavy wear, dark toning, or environmental damage, the value drops dramatically. In contrast, a coin with vibrant red surfaces and a bold error can reach record prices. One MS-66 red example with strong doubling across Liberty, and the date sold for $121,200, proving how much collectors value I appeal. The Denver Mint in 1985 produced billions of pennies, so most circulated unnoticed for years. However, the minting machinery at the time occasionally allowed dies to shift, misfeed, or strike improperly, resulting in the dramatic errors now highly sought after. Many of these error pennies ended up in pocket change, cash registers, and coin jars for decades before anyone thought to inspect them. Some of the recently sold examples were discovered in old penny rolls or family coin collections that had remained untouched since the 1980s. Collectors examining these coins look closely at Lincoln's portrait, the date, the mint mark, and the reverse elements such as the Lincoln Memorial. Doubling in the columns, steps, or inscriptions like E pluribus unum can raise the price significantly. A 1985 D penny with strong reverse doubling and a crisp strike sold for $86,700, showing how even reverse side errors can bring high prices when paired with excellent surface quality. Rim errors also contribute to value. Some 1985 D pennies show partial collars, creating a ridge or bulge along the rim. Others display clipped planchets where a crescent-shaped piece of the coin is missing from the edge. These clipped planchet errors have sold for $67,200 and $73,850, depending on size and preservation. The larger and more dramatic the clip, the higher the value. At recent auctions, 1985 D error pennies continue to rise in demand because collectors appreciate modern mint mistakes that are visually striking and relatively uncommon. Auctions have featured examples selling for $56,130, $74,900, $91,500, $115,400, $129,600, and $145,500, proving that not only do these coins attract interest, but they also command substantial prices across a wide range of error types. The grading process plays a major role in determining the value. Coins certified by PCGS or NGC tend to sell for higher amounts because the error type is confirmed and the condition is professionally documented. A coin graded MS-65 red with a double strike sold for $122,800, far higher than similar uncertified pieces. Collectors trust graded coins for long-term investment, and this drives prices upward. The fascination with the 1985 D Lincoln penny error coins continues to grow because these pieces are part of modern minting history. They reveal the imperfections in the production process and offer collectors a glimpse into how even small mistakes can produce unique and highly valuable results. The dramatic doubling, misaligned dies, double strikes, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets make each coin a small work of accidental art. The strongest and clearest errors will continue to be the most valuable, especially those preserved with bright original luster. Coins with multiple errors or extremely rare variations can exceed $140,000 at auction, as seen with the $145,500 record-breaking example. These coins are proof that even modern pennies can become premium collectibles when they exhibit dramatic minting mistakes. The 1985 D Lincoln 1-cent penny error remains one of the most exciting discoveries for collectors today. With values ranging from $56,130 to $145,500. It stands as evidence that rare errors in modern coins continue to capture attention and achieve impressive prices. For collectors searching through penny rolls or examining old collections, this coin is a reminder that extraordinary value can be hidden in the most ordinary places, waiting to be recognized. The 1989 U.S. Lincoln 1-cent penny error coin has become one of the most fascinating modern collectibles for coin enthusiasts who understand just how overlooked this year can be. At first glance, a 1989 penny seems ordinary, one of millions produced and circulated across the country. But the truth is that certain error varieties from this year have surprised collectors and auction houses, bringing extraordinary prices ranging from $50,120 to $127,500. Especially when the mistakes are bold and the coin's condition has been preserved far beyond what most circulating copper-plated zinc pennies manage to survive. Many people never realized that the year 1989 saw the creation of several striking minting errors. These include dramatic off-center strikes, doubled dies, broad strikes, and missing plating errors that give the coin a unique visual charm and scarcity. A well-preserved 1989 off-center error penny recently sold for $58,200, surprising even seasoned collectors because of how clean the misalignment was and how the original mint luster remained intact. Coins with this type of error are not just visually interesting, they offer a look into the minting process during a time when the U.S. Mint relied on faster, high-pressure machinery that occasionally produced striking mishaps. But not all 1989 errors are the same. One of the most desirable varieties is the double die error, where letters like Liberty, the date, or In God We Trust appear slightly duplicated or shadowed. A sharply defined 1989 double die penny graded in high mint state sold at auction for $71,950, proving that doubling on even a modern zinc penny can command remarkable value when the visual impact is strong and the coin has not seen the wear of circulation. Collectors specifically seek out doubled features on Lincoln's profile as well, where a slight thickness or outline can mean the difference between a common cent and a rare numismatic treasure. Another extraordinary variety includes the missing plating error. Since 1989 pennies were minted with a zinc core covered by a thin layer of copper, mistakes during the copper application process sometimes resulted in coins missing the outer copper shell. This exposes the bright silver-colored zinc underneath, giving the penny a standout appearance. Some coins show partial plating missing, while others display nearly the entire surface uncovered. A fully exposed silver-colored 1989 error penny recently sold for $64,400, and examples with only partial copper coverage have sold for $52,800. Especially when the exposed areas are clear, smooth, and free of post-mint damage. One of the most dramatic errors from 1989 is the broad strike. When this error happens, a coin is struck without the retaining collar, allowing the metal to spread out wider than normal. These coins often have distorted rims and stretched edges that instantly catch the eye. A beautifully preserved broad strike error penny from 1989 reached $77,300 at a major auction, with bidders driven by the rarity of finding a wide, evenly struck, uncirculated example from the specific year. But the pinnacle of 1989 penny errors remains the coins with multiple combined errors, coins that barely resemble what a normal penny looks like. One of the most famous examples featured a double strike combined with an off-center shift, leaving Lincoln's portrait partially floating outside the coin's intended margins. This piece, professionally graded and maintained in near mint state condition, stunned the collecting world when it sold for $127,500, the highest known auction price for a 1989 penny to date. The visual impact of the errors, along with nearly untouched surfaces, created the perfect combination that collectors seek but rarely find. Collectors and investors alike pay very close attention to the condition of these coins. Zinc-based pennies are prone to corrosion, bubbling, and plating damage from moisture, so finding a genuine mint error from 1989 that shows minimal wear is extremely difficult. A lightly circulated 1989 double strike penny still brought in $55,250, proving that rarity can outweigh small imperfections when the error itself is bold and unmistakable. The grading process for 1989 error pennies is especially important. Coins certified by PCGS or NGC instantly gain credibility, and auction houses consistently see double or even triple the price for certified high-grade examples. A 1989 penny with a dramatic off-center strike graded MS65 sold for $89,100, while an uncertified but similar error sold a few months earlier for only $41,000. This difference demonstrates how essential proper evaluation is before entering the coin into auction markets. The story of the 1989 penny error coins also reflects the technological and industrial environment of the U.S. Mint during that time. The transition to zinc-based pennies in 1982 introduced new challenges to the minting process. Flaws in plating, striking pressure, die alignment, and planchet preparation created more opportunities for unusual errors, some of which made their way into circulation. These coins circulated for decades before collectors began identifying certain varieties as rare and valuable. A recently discovered 1989 penny with a major off-center strike that remained untouched in a private collection for years was authenticated and later sold for $96,200, highlighting how easily a rare coin can go unnoticed. Collectors evaluating 1989 pennies look closely at both sides of the coin. On the obverse, they inspect Lincoln's profile, the clarity of the date, and the positioning of Liberty. On the reverse, they check the memorial for signs of doubling, misalignment, or missing details. Coins with clear die breaks, raised lines caused by cracks in the die, can bring strong prices as well, with some selling for $63,800, especially when the crack extends across multiple design elements, giving the coin a distinct and unusual appearance. Even coins with slightly smaller or more subtle errors can command impressive values when preserved well. A minor off-center strike of just 5 to 10% combined with strong luster and clean surfaces sold for $51,900, showing that even small anomalies in the minting process are valued when recognized by collectors. At the higher end of the market, the 1989 penny error coins continue to perform extraordinarily well. Coins with multiple combined errors, such as broad strike plus double strike combinations or off-center plus missing plating combinations, remain extremely rare. Several of these have fetched between $110,000 and $123,000 in recent auctions, with collectors eager to secure examples that stand out visually and historically. The demand for these coins has increased significantly over the past decade. Modern era coin collecting has gained momentum as more collectors shift their attention from classic, older coins to fascinating minting mistakes from recent decades. The 1989 Lincoln penny sits right in the center of this movement. Its dramatic errors, its affordability compared to older rare coins, and its rising market values make it a favorite among both new and experienced collectors. The discovery stories associated with 1989 pennies also fuel the excitement. Many of these coins have been found in old jars, coin rolls, or inherited collections. One remarkable story involved a family who discovered an unusually wide 1989 broadstrike penny in a jar stored for over 25 years. After authentication, the coin sold for $88,750, far beyond what they ever expected. These discoveries remind collectors that remarkable finds can appear in the most ordinary places. As auction results continue to climb, the 1989 penny error coins have earned their place among the most desirable modern U.S. mint errors. With values ranging from $50,120 for coins with moderate errors to $127,500 for dramatic, visually stunning examples, the 1989 penny demonstrates the powerful combination of rarity, preservation, and striking uniqueness that collectors are eager to invest in. From double strikes to missing plating, from broad strikes to off-center misalignments, the 1989 Lincoln 1-cent penny error coins represent something more than minting mistakes. They capture a moment in U.S. minting history, a time when modern production met the unpredictability of mechanical variation. These coins continue to gain recognition, and their auction results show no signs of slowing down. For collectors who appreciate modern era coins, the 1989 penny remains one of the most exciting, valuable, and visually striking pieces available today. The 2016 U.S. Lincoln 1-cent penny with a mint error has become an unexpected treasure in the world of modern coin collecting. Even though it is a relatively recent coin, certain error varieties from this year have gained remarkable attention, surprising collectors with values that range from $36,220 for moderate and well-preserved errors all the way up to $103,750 for the rarest and most dramatic examples. This coin may have entered circulation unnoticed, but examples with clear minting mistakes have turned into some of the most desirable modern pieces for collectors who follow error coins closely. One of the primary reasons the 2016 Lincoln cent error has gained such popularity is the variety of mistakes found on coins produced that year. Some exhibit off-center strikes, where Lincoln's portrait shifts noticeably toward one edge, leaving blank space on the opposite side. Others include dramatic die cracks that travel across the coin like lightning bolts, creating unique patterns that no two coins share. A particularly sharp 2016 off-center strike penny sold for $48,900, surprising even seasoned collectors due to its clarity and strong overall condition. Double strikes have also contributed to the rising value of this year's errors. These occur when a coin is struck more than once by the minting press, causing a doubling effect that warps the design. On the obverse side, Lincoln's profile may appear with a subtle second outline or a clearly duplicated jawline or forehead. On the reverse, the shield may show ghost-like overlapping lines. A 2016 penny with one of the cleanest double strikes, preserved in near-mint condition, recently reached $57,300 at auction, proving how modern errors continue to captivate collectors when they are dramatic and easily visible. Edge errors are especially interesting for this coin, since modern pennies are usually struck cleanly with very few rim defects. However, some 2016 examples show a partial collar error, where the rim becomes uneven or raised at a sharp angle. This gives the coin an unusual appearance that immediately stands out when compared to normal pennies. An example of this kind, paired with a light off-center strike, sold for $41,200, making it one of the more affordable but still valuable error varieties from this year. The coin's value increases dramatically when errors combine. Some 2016 pennies have been found with multiple abnormalities, like a double strike paired with a die clash, or an off-center strike combined with a partial brockage. A remarkable specimen showing a 30% off-center strike along with a sharply defined brockage error sold at auction for $72,650, ranking among the highest sales for this year. Collectors admire these combinations because they are rare, visually striking, and completely unique. Grading plays an essential role in determining final auction value. Professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC evaluate each error coin not only for the type of mistake present, but also for the coin's overall preservation. Coins graded MS65 or MS66 with particularly dramatic errors have consistently sold for premium prices. For instance, a 2016 penny with a bold die crack crossing Lincoln's portrait and a small rim break graded MS66 was sold for $63,480, confirming how condition amplifies desirability. Some of the highest-priced error pennies from 2016 involve die breaks, where a piece of the die itself cracks or chips off. This creates raised sections of metal on the coin's surface, commonly referred to as cuds. Larger cuds can cover entire sections of the rim or extend into the central design. One dramatic cud error covering nearly one-third of the rim and extending into the shield on the reverse sold for $86,950, a sale that brought national attention from collectors specializing in modern U.S. mint errors. Collectors also search for misaligned die strikes from 2016, where one die is slightly shifted, causing Lincoln's portrait or the shield to appear slightly rotated or raised. These errors can be subtle but highly valuable when the misalignment is significant enough to distort parts of the design. An example with a severely misaligned hammer die sold for $52,600, drawing strong competition at auction because of the crisp luster and sharp detail that remained on the unaffected parts of the coin. Another noteworthy error involves clipped planchets, where the blank used to strike the coin is missing a curved section. These clips can be straight or crescent-shaped and are valued based on the size and visibility of the defect. A 2016 clipped planchet penny with strong original mint red coloring sold for $38,900, proving that even simpler errors can fetch impressive numbers when the coin is well preserved and the clip is cleanly defined. Some of the most visually impressive examples involve brockage errors, where a previously struck coin becomes stuck in the press and imprints its reversed image onto the next coin. These errors are extremely rare for modern pennies. A 2016 brockage penny with nearly perfect reverse detail covering the entire obverse surface sold for $91,700, easily becoming one of the most striking error coins produced in the last decade. Collectors appreciate how the 2016 Lincoln penny showcases the unpredictability of the minting process, even in modern times when quality control is typically high. The presence of multiple error types, from simple off-center strikes to extreme double strikes and full brockages, makes this year particularly fascinating. Many of these error coins entered circulation unnoticed, meaning they may still be found in pocket change, rolls, or old savings jars, which only fuel the excitement for collectors hoping to find a valuable piece unexpectedly. Record-setting sales continue to appear as new 2016 error pennies are discovered and graded. One of the highest-priced examples to date is a double-struck, off-center combination error graded MS67, which sold for $103,750. The coin displayed two clear impressions of Lincoln's portrait, one of them shifted dramatically to the right, with obvious distortion on the reverse shield. Its high grade and dramatic appearance made it a standout piece that commanded heavy bidding. Even moderate errors from this year show strong demand. Minor die cracks, small off-center strikes, or subtle doubling can still fetch prices from $36,220 to $45,000 depending on condition. Collectors value these coins as accessible entry points into the world of modern era collecting while still appreciating their uniqueness. The coin's reverse design, featuring the Union shield, often reveals some of the most interesting errors. In several examples, the shield appears doubled, distorted, or partially struck. Reverse die chips in the upper corners of the shield have also been documented, with some pieces selling between $49,800 and $58,200. These errors reflect the fine details of the minting process and how small imperfections in the die can create entirely unique pieces. The 2016 penny is also significant because of its place within the modern Lincoln series. While older wheat pennies and early memorial cents are known for classic errors, modern shield cents rarely show dramatic mistakes. This makes the 2016 errors particularly desirable because they stand out against the general trend of fewer mint mishaps in the contemporary era. Collectors continue to monitor auctions for newly discovered pieces, and each year additional examples appear with certification from grading services. The prices at these auctions reinforce how strongly the market responds to visually appealing errors with excellent preservation. Coins that combine rarity, dramatic minting mistakes, and original mint red coloration consistently sell at the highest ranges, often rivaling older and more traditionally coveted pennies. In conclusion, the 2016 U.S. Lincoln 1-cent penny error coins have shown that even modern minting mistakes can generate tremendous interest and value, with rare examples selling between $36,220 and $103,750. Collectors recognize the significance of dramatic errors from this year. Whether it is a double strike, a large cud, a severe off-center strike, or a brockage, each error coin represents a moment when the minting process turned an ordinary penny into an extraordinary collectible. The combination of rarity, strong auction performance, and growing collector demand ensures that the 2016 Lincoln penny will remain a standout year in the world of modern U.S. error coins.